And talking about staying healthy, there's another way to do this. And our next guest, who's our person of interest on the program today, also has a health quotient. I'll tell you how. Now, we want to bring you stories and people that inspire you right in the morning. And our hunt of this person, of an inspiration story, actually took us to Ahana Gautam. She is the founder of Open Secret, a healthy snacking brand. The brand which not only wants to start healthy snacking habits in India, but is also making big bucks out of it. In fact, she's on her way to achieve a revenue of around 100 crore this year. Also, Ahana is a story of an IITN, then went to Harvard Business School, then got a big fancy job, then left all of that, came back to India and started out on her own. The one thing I love the most about her company, however, and Ahana's story is that most of Open Secret factories today are run by 200 women, and over 50% of their employees are also women. So I'm very curious to understand what is this not so secret recipe for Ahana's success. With that, let me just welcome her straight away on the program. Good morning, Ahana. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Sonal. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to have this conversation with you and talk about the unjunking movement.
I first want to understand, Ahana, you are from Rajasthan. How does a ghevar and bhujia eating girl like you get into healthy snacking? How did that happen?
Absolutely. You know, the reason why I started Open Secret, it goes back to my upbringing, my childhood. As you mentioned, I grew up in a small city of Rajasthan called Bharatpur. In fact, I was raised by a single working mother. So you could imagine a very, very overweight kid always sitting bhujia and ghevar and eating. And no doubt, I was 3x my current size. I was such an overweight kid. And in fact, at that time, did not have this awareness that what you eat plays such an integral role in your health and wellness journey. It was only fast forward when I was in the US studying at Harvard Business School, and I still remember, this one visit to Whole Foods, and they only had better for you products. They did not place any junk products in these stores. And that made me wonder, why in India we don't have this access? Like, we are talking on, online, we have moved from, as a country, from 2G to 5G. But if you go to an average household, you open up their kitchen and you check their snacks. It's pretty much the same age-old snacks filled with maida, trans fat, palm oil. Yeah. And that really made me wonder, how can we change that?
And not just homes though, Ahana, at airports, at railway stations, wherever you go, at cafeterias, there is such a dearth of just, if you want to eat clean, you often don't end up finding that. A basic thing like a banana is not available in places like these. And I think that's what we are really talking about. But let me also understand this from you. That I'm told, you obviously talked about how your mom has played such an integral role in your life. I got to know that she's also the one who gave you your initial seed capital. But you are somebody who aced it through IIT, went to Harvard. How did you convince her that, listen, ये अच्छी secure नौकरी नहीं करनी है, मुझे अपना startup चलाना है?
I think one thing I would say that, I am whatever I am today is because of her. And I feel so privileged that I was born in a family where I had a role model like her. She always told me two things. One, she said education levels the playing field. No matter what your gender is, which small city you come from, if you have great education, you can make a difference in the world. And those words were inspiring for me and actually were the fuel to go to IIT Bombay and Harvard Business School. And second thing, she always told me that, be financially independent, because once you are financially independent, you can make the decisions of your life. And even when I was starting up, at 30, lot of my family members were like, अरे पहले शादी कर लो, settle हो जाओ, उसके बाद you can start up, right? Start up तो कभी भी कर सकते हो. My mother was very different. She said, this is your dream, this is your mission, you work at it. In fact, she was so proud because when you are launching a company, you need, especially as private limited, you need 2 directors. So she was the second director when I started. And she felt so proud because, she has always been in a government job. No one in my family had done any business. So I would definitely say that her courage acted like a shield and protected me from all the biases. And that's the big inspiration at Open Secret. I truly believe that a woman like me has to create a difference, at least in my circle of control? How can I bring more women onto this journey? And not only on the shop floor where we have all women are making these products, but also at different levels. The CXOs are women, within an organization, more than 50% are women, because I think it's high time that we not only talk about it, but we do something about it.
So lovely to hear this. Kudos to you for doing all of this. But Ahana, if I might, I also know you tragically lost your mum during the second wave of the pandemic. And I was reading that how on the second day you had to raise money, you had to go back and pitch, and you did that. Immediately after, you went back and you, like you said, you took all that power and strength from your mum and you put it back into what you know you do best. It is so inspiring to hear that. Tell me, where do you get that courage from? What was playing on your mind at that time?
Yeah, I would say that, when people say entrepreneurship is a roller coaster journey, it is. And that was definitely the lowest phase of my life, because my mother has been the source of inspiration for me. And during COVID wave two, I still remember I was the one who cremated her. And given the restriction, there was nobody else. It was just her and me. And I remember I had a conversation with an investor for a fundraise the next day. And I had two paths ahead of me. One was that I could take a pause and I could grieve. And the second path was that I leverage, or I re-navigate this pain into something more meaningful, to drive towards a purpose so that I can keep her legacy alive. And I have realized that, there are certain crucible moments in life. This was definitely for me one of those moments. And it has given me a big purpose in my life. And a big purpose is that, the outcome is same for everyone. This is one life. And I really want to ensure that I'm living it for a purpose which is bigger than me. And I think that day I decided that for me, it's all about building this brand or building these products for millions of mothers out there, for millions of families out there, and make a mission which is not just about me, but making a meaningful difference. So I definitely feel that, and there are these low moments in entrepreneurship journey, but when you have a stronger purpose, it really acts like a guiding North Star during those times.